season. The first half is ultra fast.
Big jumps, whoops, big drop-offs, lots and lots of different terrain.
This is the easy part.
Then we come into 2 laps of rock hell.
That means up to 8 hours of technical rock climbing.
It's really going to beat us up. We're going to have to be smart and navigate through them.
It's where the Ultra 4 class King of the Hammers race can be won or lost.
You get out and you're black and blue from being thrown around.
Ben Napier and his co-pilot Scott Parker are here to get hammered.
Pull forward just a touch.
This year, he is bringing the most technically advanced Ultra 4 class race car ever built for the desert.
You know, I worked on this car for a year. We didn't cut any corners, and this car is going to be phenomenal on the race course.
This way. He moved here from Australia 2 years ago to race. Took leave from his job as a senior executive.
I'm a little nervous. I have to be. It's a big thing doing this race.
His younger brother flew in from Australia just for this. The custom-designed race car is so new, Ben's still learning how to handle it.
So we're going to pre-run the second lap of the race course.
Today, he'll take the vehicle on the rock track for the very first time.
We know the bumps aren't super deep, but there's lots of really short, nasty ones.
He needs to be able to visualize the entire racetrack, go over it in his head.
We're going out to make notes, to work out the fastest lines in the rocks, and do our homework. We need to get cracking so we get back to daylight. Okay, that's it. Let's go, everybody.
It's a tight squeeze.
Firing.
He lets loose on the straightaway. A blazing hot 660 horsepower engine has him pushing 200 kilometers an hour in seconds.
You're on the edge of control, the car's moving around. It's barely touching the ground because it's got so little traction. It's just a buzz.
Everything is checking out. 4-wheel drive? Check. Specially tuned shocks? Check. Independent front suspension? Check. One of the strongest rear axles ever made. That's all good, but the engine's acting up.
We had a kink in one of the oil hoses and a whole heap of oil just came bursting out the overflow.
They improvise a quick fix. They'll reroute the hose tonight. The chase team brings more oil.
This race is so long that you can get out and make a small repair and still win. Let's start it up and dip the tranny, and then that'll be it.
On race day, drivers are on the course for up to 10 hours without any chase team, most of the time on craggy hills and rock piles.
Feathering the brakes and the throttle at the same time to make the car launch and then stop on a very precise point.
2 steps forward, 1 step back. These one-of-a-kind tires have Kevlar sidewalls designed just for this race.
The rubber itself is a special compound. It's really soft, allowing the tire to grab the rock and actually climb it really well. At some stage, you're getting a 5,000-pound car up a rock trail, and momentum is your friend on that.
This is one of the most intimidating climbs in the race. Competitors are eager to test it out. Ben's on the other side of the mountain, heading this way. Or he was on his way. Now, he's stuck on a rock.
Wrap it round the rock, and I'll try and go the opposite way.
He has to winch his way out and limp back to base. Here, they waste no time tearing the car apart.
Pulling off the intermediate shaft. It's in between the transfer case and the tranny.
The transmission they got from a half-ton truck is done.
We were crawling up one of the rock trails and we got a little bit stuck. I guess that we wore out one of the wear bands on the reverse gear of the transmission.
Without reverse, it'll be impossible to negotiate the rocks. Impossible to run the race.
Go ahead, go more, Ben.
Any damage to that pan?
Yeah, a little bit.
It doesn't look promising. Only a few days before the race, and they need to rebuild this car.
I'm nervous that I'll break the car rather than getting the job done.
His co-pilot has full confidence Ben can pull it off.
You have to have the will to win, you have to have the drive to push it through, because you just get beaten to death out there.
It's called the King of the Hammers race for a reason. Ben knows if he wants to win, he has to be able to take a hit.
You know, I've put the last 5 months of the year specifically focusing on this race, getting this car finished, getting everything in my mind sorted. So to not be able to race would be a monumental disappointment.
Were they tight?
Having made it this far, he focuses on what needs to be done.
No. I know the tranny comes up and forwards, and then the bell housing drops first. You can have the best car in the world, but if you don't have a good team, there's no point even trying to race.
They get to it, working through the night. On race day, Ben's ready to fight back. He leaves 40 cars in the dust within the first few minutes. Of 127 competitors, only 27 finish the race. Ben is one of them, placing 5th. Today, just crossing the finish line,